Hello. There we go. Yeah, we're good. Alright, guys. I actually moved the stream over from Twitch to YouTube, hoping to get more people to watch. So I do hope you guys will enjoy like this kind of once a week casual, kind of stream where we stream games maybe like once a week. That's something I want to do a little bit more often for you guys, kind of having a little bit. I don't want to do Yu-Gi-Oh every single stream. That's like a fact. But I do want you guys to actually kind of have other content, extra content. This isn't going to be like counted in like some of the videos you guys get, but getting maybe one stream a week seems pretty good, at least in terms of extra content. Oh, cool! Like free money is always nice. Nice. I hadn't logged on in a long time. Always nice when you just hop online. Oh, hey, free money. Remember the last time we streamed this game, it didn't end so well. Alright, yeah. No, not that, not that. Give me a minute while I refamiliar myself with the controls. I haven't played in a long time. Oh shit, like $1 million. It's crazy. I haven't logged on in so goddamn long. Alright, there we go. Oh, there are bunkers now? I didn't even know. That's kind of neat, actually. Kind of like, I haven't, bear in mind, the game is like constantly getting updated in some form or fashion, so I haven't played in a long time. But heck, I don't even think I ever got all the heists done. Which would be nice to have a decent crew to do the heists with, but random plebs are no bueno. Or pugs, as they're typically called in games, which is just a fancy way of saying public unknown game. Just remember how to get to my garage. There we go. But overall, kind of like giving kind of some brief, kind of thoughts on the list we got. It's pretty cool that we finally got our ban list. Crazy changes. It's been a long time since I've seen a change that big on the list. It's kind of interesting to see like Konami just go out of their way just to like ban everything and just like it's what's strange about the list. I feel like they literally went out of their way to like not hit key cards. Like they didn't really want to. They're gonna go out of their way. They didn't want to ban masterpiece. They didn't want to hit diagram. They didn't really want to hit terraforming. All those things are pretty damn clear, and they went out of their way to try to prevent those cards from being hit. And it's kind of interesting to see like the. I think the same thing is going to go with Firewall Dragon. Is that Firewall Dragon is not going to get hit because it's a main character card, and I do think that there's certain cards that, from what I've read in certain places, or certain cards, the character creator of that Takahashi, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh, has said could never be on the ban list. I feel like Firewall Dragon is a main character card. Konami is not. It could be limited. I feel like is where it's going to be. But I honestly don't think it's ever going to get hit. You're going to have to get used to staring down boards with 3 of them things because the card is really good. But it was interesting the tank they took because it is a typical kind of TCG Konami move where they how to explain, where they hit decks but leave them playable, and they did both of that with both dinosaurs and two Dracos. Yes, the hits were extreme, but the decks were still very playable, and that's something TCG Konami typically goes out of their way to not just completely kill off decks. Like there's a reason why they didn't. There's a reason why they didn't ban Barrage. Honestly, it's been a while since I've actually flown. You guys know my driving skills are awful, but my piloting are probably slightly subpar. I guess flying in this game is kind of awkward. Shit. Play up. Actually, I have to get the hang of flying again. Bear in mind, it's been ages since I played a game that's required any kind of driving. DSO's kind of been my shit lately. But it's kind of feel like this week back behind the wheel. So to speak. It does this all the time. But anyways, sorry trying to punch me. But anyways, I do like kind of what they did with the list, although I'm not really happy that they banned Banglong. Like, it's the first time, it's the first time I've had a card that I've actually, like, spent money on get banned. I literally just finished the back not too long ago, and it just made me I was at work when I heard the list drop, and I kind of sank for a little bit. I'm not saying I was like Yugioh no, where like he literally just like he had like a nervous breakdown when he saw the whole chain on the ban list. Like I didn't have like quite that kind of reaction, but it wasn't far off because I'm gonna be honest, like Dingle made me really sad with the game. I do have to admit, like, the banning of Danglong made me pretty sad because I just, like, built the deck, and it was one of the few things kind of keeping Ying things slightly playable under Links, because they were already pretty hindered, because you're not making any of those, like, triple Baxia moves anymore that you used to pre-Links, and now the deck's basically kind of, like, it just felt kind of wrong, because you guys know how I feel. I did a video on the card, and I felt that Danglong wasn't a ban-worthy card, but that's just anyways, it's kind of like, not about Danglong, it gets me depressed just thinking about the card. I just felt that it wasn't really fair that Danglong got banned and Dinos had to keep all of their search cards. How exactly fair is that the Dinos had to keep, you know, 18 search cards or whatever, and my Yang games are now unplayable. I mean, I understand, it's kind of like a Terror Top, but I just felt like it was collateral damage, because Dinos Dinglong is a really powerful card, but ban-worthy? Probably not. You guys watch my awful piloting skills. I haven't like probably need to get back into these kind of games so I can actually pilot things competently. And sometime in the future I do plan to probably buy a PlayStation Eye camera so you guys can actually get a little cam action while I'm playing. Because I know it's something you guys like are used to from my Twitch streams. But it's definitely something I will invest in. I think I'll probably look into buying get a game or whatever. Oh. Scrubstorm cannot drive. Well, you already, if you've watched any of the games, you do not drive. Which is weird because like racing games were kind of like my shit for a while, but I still can't drive. Ugh. Figured since we were going down anyways, right? Yeah. People are leaving. Why? Anyways, that was probably the only thing at the band list that really kind of like hurt was losing Ganglong, but at the same time, you know, I'll take back extra copies of Prep and Wavering Eyes. Honestly, didn't think Konami was going to make that kind of move. Like, I know that they clearly like Petalum Editions. They clearly like Petalum Editions. Oh, I'm actually driving? Why? Why you guys do this to me? Nah. Just get to the ring. Yeah, this isn't gonna end well. I don't think I have any gunners on my thing because I put all my teammates, but yeah, I died. I didn't think that was gonna go too well. Or his piloting skills leave a lot to be desired. I do think I'm all by myself, so it doesn't exactly make the mode actually so fun, but whatever. I'll probably have another mode after this, maybe I'll do some more tactical shenanigans. With, I don't know, some of the missions. I actually do enjoy the kind of like mission co-op missions. They're probably the best way to make money. Not that I really need money right now. Yep, it's over, finally. Thankfully. Oh, it's gonna kick me for being idle, yeah, it's not exactly bueno. I can't do that if I'm gonna live. I'm gonna fly like that. It's not exactly fair. Whatever. Basically fighting 4-on-1, yeah, totally so fair. Hey, I got a kill! Scrub Scrub got a kill, boys! God, I don't know how I even managed. That was not very fun. Yeah, of course we lost. We suck. I'll take the $10,000, which I don't really need. Yeah, I only had 2 teammates to start, and both of them quit. Just like, because I can't drive. Yep, I'm getting out of there. But overall, I'm actually pretty happy with the ban list because it does mean um, Magician's getting like Wavering Eyes back. I'm not. The weird thing is that I had my build, my Magician build, completely finalized before we got Wavering Eyes, and the thing with the deck is that I feel like I have like 50 cards I want to play, but trimming it down, even getting it down to 42 to 44 is a pain. And I don't know exactly how the list is going to look with Wavering Eyes, but we'll have to see. It's definitely something that we'll have to look at in the future, but I wait once my Wavering Eyes actually come in. But actually, I think when the day they came unbanned, I went in order to play a set of supers for like $3 because I don't know where my are in bulk. I have 2 in bulk somewhere, but I don't know where they are. And I'd rather just go ahead and complete the set. Cause the highest damage to vehicles and other players. Okay, sounds good. So just damage vehicles? That's pretty easy. Okay, people getting pissed off. Okay.
Good lord.
Oh, but there we go.
Jesus.
I'm really gonna die here. Come on, guys. Come on, come on, come on. Where's my fucking car? Where's my car?
He's there, son of a bitch!
One thing I love about this game is NPCs are always fucking hilarious. The NPCs in this game literally, like, I feel like I'll play the game like 10 different, like, tons of times and I'll steal their line I didn't think I would hear before. What was it like? Like, I was driving and I actually cut someone off and then they tell me, like, so your car is the shit, so what? And I hadn't played the game for almost a year and never heard that line. And these guys calling 3 mil damage. That's freaking crazy. Ugh.
Good lord.
Not that, not that, not that. Okay. Like, I know there's a way to call my car in. I just forgot how. Contacts. Thank you. Nice driving, bro. Nice driving.
Son of a bitch!
It's under mechanic.
Fuck me.
You're through to your garage.
Only R stamina empties a grenade launcher. That's funny. I'm trying to call his mechanic. Oh my god.
What you want? Some wheels?
I don't even know half the cars in here has. Look at that. I'm used to driving.
It's on the way.
Hello there. Do you ever think that something's like missing from your life? And I don't mean...
Shut up, Ron.
Hello there. Do you ever think that something's like missing from your life? And I don't mean just that your wife ran off or that your best friend is too good for you. Maybe it's that you're not running an air freight operation out of your very own hangar. Go to Maze Bank Foreclosures and get one. And I'll be in touch.
Alright, there we go. Okay, we're good to go. Man, everyone's freaking streaming tonight. Like, goddamn. Kinda hard to get people eyeballs on your stream and they're busy watching other ones. So whatever, we'll stream a little longer. Oh yeah, speaking of... I think it's... And money and services... Bank. We need to deposit our money so some jerkwad doesn't come and take it. Alright. I mean, it's still 15,000. I mean... Even I do enjoy the contact missions. Those are the ones where you do a co-op and it's like 4 people, and it's one of the easiest ways to level up. Well, because this game does have a passive option in the menu, so it's not like Red Dead Redemption, where like Red Dead had an entire mode where you could just play passively and people couldn't kill you.
Don't ask how I got this number. We met a while ago, I think. Or we should have done. There's a new property on Maze Bank Foreclosures I'm pretty sure you're gonna find interesting. 87% sure, according to our current algorithms. It's an underground bunker, manufacturing facility, and money-making opportunity. Take a look on the site.
I'm trying to remember, because I'm pretty sure I had a motorcycle club thingy some point. I remember the menu it's in. Oh yeah, that's the game that what's his face's kid was playing, the single player. Like even the advertisements in this game are like parodies. That's what makes it kind of so enjoyable sometimes. Yeah, I'm probably getting a little low on ammo. Apparently this person's not ready. Alright, woo! Woo! What you got fun at? Hey, Dark GX, what's up, my man? Been a little while since Been a hot minute since I've seen you guys, talk to some of you guys. I kinda missed some of these streams a little bit. I've been looking for a game to like, shoot someone, just to figure. I've been playing ESO so much lately, I just needed a bit of a break and something kind of a little fun and something shooting people instead of stabbing them with swords. I don't claim to be good at like ESO is something I do enjoy, and I have a decent amount of success in PvP, but maybe a little something different. I do have Battlefield 1, but it's not on my console right now. I needed space. ESO does take quite a bit of space. Okay. Camping you? Just kidding. Oh shit, where are they shooting from? They're gunfire. Where that? It's up there, okay. But anyways, we're kind of talking about a little bit about the band list. I'm really gonna miss is Danglong, but like, we have to admit Danglong is a pretty broken card. Like, even if, regardless if you like Yang Zings or not, you have to admit Danglong is a broken card. I mean, it's really broken effect tied into one card. Even kaijuing it doesn't get over the float effect, and it floats into, it's a negate that floats into another negate. That's really good, I know. Maybe they just, honestly I think the problem with Danglong was making it generic and making it able to send any worm type monster, because that's what made it really good in True Kings, because you could send the True King dinos, because you could send the True Kings, and then because you can send the True King, anyways, back on topic, you can send the True King with Danglong's effect, turning us to level 9, and then you could search negate, and on top of that, Danglong would, could basically be a one-card BFD, as long as you had another True King in hand. I couldn't get that guy over there. Ah, yes! Barely, but I got him. Took me long enough. Shit. Yeah, Danglong is a card I'm going to miss, though. I hate that. It doesn't really seem fair that Dinos got to keep 3 over Raptors, and I want my Yang Zing block Danglong. I said it in the APS group post. Don't act like Danglong. It's fair that you guys have 18 search cards and I don't have Danglong anymore, because it's not fair. But, you know, Yugioh is not fair in general, so you're gonna have to accept it eventually. You know, there would have been a card, like, you guys, it's not like I have a history of saying, there's cards I've said the Lawful Chain shouldn't be banned the day it got banned, so it's not like I have a good track record on these things. But that's just like basics. But, other than that though, like, I'm pretty happy with all the other changes. I'm actually really happy they didn't hit terraforming. I feel like the whole thing with terraforming is kind of silly, because I feel like it is a good card, don't get me wrong, but, you know, our field spell is like becoming this like overly world-beating force. I mean, outside of Diagram, you have Trickster Lightstage, which is a good card that's tied into a not-so-good archetype. And, I mean, they're powerful field spells, like Cosmotown, Oracle Zephyra, just name them off the top of my head, there's several. But, like, outside of Diagram, even Diagram, you could argue, like, with the hits the deck has taken, Diagram's a good card, it doesn't have the, without Listless Agam, it doesn't have that, like, key, like, ridiculous search card. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, I don't know if it's going to be really a huge problem, honestly, going forward, but we'll have to see. Maybe Konami just, it seems like Konami was avoiding hitting terraforming at pretty much all costs. Same reason they banned Grand Soil, they were trying to avoid hitting, what's it called? they don't want to hit Firewall Dragon, and I think they're going to do everything they can to avoid hitting Firewall Dragon. And it's really early anyways. It's due for a couple of dozen reprints. Yes! Get the fuck out of here! But it is due for... I think it's something reason that Diagram and Masterpiece weren't banned is because, like, they're going to be reprinted eventually, and, you know, then hit. That's just the way it is. Yeah, get out of here! Woo! I'm gonna miss Danglong, but overall I'm actually pretty happy with the list, and I think it's gonna really shake up the game. Another card I'm actually really happy they didn't hit ban was Maxi. I love Maxi. Maxi's like, I feel like Maxi has honestly found a happy place at 1 because you're not seeing it as much. That was the whole reason behind putting it from 2 to 1 in the first place. Was Maxi's a card that, like, basically, like, it's not Vanity's Emptiness. Like, it checks special summoning. It doesn't say you can special summon. It says you can special summon, but you're gonna get these cards. And I don't think it is a ban-worthy card, but there's a consensus among players that it's either at 3 or it's at 0, and it's going to be interesting to see if Konami does ban it on the next list. But it's definitely not something I ever want to see up from 1. I think that it's not a popular opinion because people don't like Wakisaki cards, but honestly I think Maxi's found its happy place at 1 because the whole point of levying it in the first place was so you're not getting under Maxi every single turn. That was at least a theory, at least. I'm also glad to Goku and a lot of the other, like, Link starter cards didn't get hit. Because that's a good thing if you think about it. Because, Links are a mechanic that's in its, like, first wave. And it's, like, just getting off the ground. And if you're gonna hit cards like Seraph Knight, Gofu, etc., you're really hurting. You're basically like kicking. You know, you're kicking at something then while they're already down, and like we need cards at least until we get better Link monsters. We need cards like Gofu to make those monsters, the ones we have, easier to get into. I've been playing it in Pendulum Magicians, and I do really like it because typically what I'll do is I'll end on. If I do hard draw Gofu going first, what I like to do is I like to make Link Spider and Proxy Dragon instead of just going straight for Decode Talker like a lot of people do, because the problem with Decode Talker is it gives your opponent a spot to summon monsters, and I've been talking to a lot of people, like Screencasters was telling me on Discord the other day that he was explaining to me that the reason you don't want to give your opponent a spot to summon monsters going first. And with Proxy Dragon, you can actually summon a Neo Magician next to it. And if your opponent tries to run over, you can proc the Magician's effect by destroying them with Proxy Dragon's effects. So it's kind of a neat little kind of combo thing you can do. Hey, Oyson, it's been a while, man. I missed you. I've been missing my meme lord, man. You should get back into Yu-Gi-Oh! We got all this lovely Lightsworn stuff. One of my friends I go to locals with a lot was actually building Lightsworns. But I just finished Pendulum Magicians, and it is really. I never thought we'd have Favorite Night Retreat again.
It's
Ever.
LJT. Guess who I just
Crazy.
spoke to?
I love the card.
The Grow House. And you know why they were calling me instead of measuring soil nutrients or whatever the fuck? Because there are no plants. You need to go over there and do a resupply run.
I think you would definitely. I would highly recommend if Pendulum Magicians if you want something that's kind of like cheap, budget friendly, and fun. I do really enjoy the deck, and there's so much. I mean, the weird thing is when I was at locals on Tuesday, I was helping one of my friends at locals, Frankie, and it's weird because I've never really been in a it kind of shows how far I've come with the game that I can actually show someone how to play a deck properly. And I think it's really cool because I was telling Frankie, I was like, we were playing a mirror match, and I was saying, no, I would do this because you want to do this, not this, and I was explaining to him ratios and whatnot. It's pretty cool, you know. it's kind of cool to kind of be in like moving from like how to explain. It's pretty cool to be moved from like from like the scrub to the teacher. You know what I mean? But I've also been playing Spirals because their new Link monster is so good, and it's really fun. I've had Spirals for ages, and I've had most of the core, and it's just I never got around to finishing it. Yeah, I was talking to it about Chen, and Chen was saying that you could play Zephyrs, but like I said in my video today, the deck's dead without Dinglong. Like, the build I posted with Dinglong was really fucking good and really consistent, and it went through 2 to 3 weeks of playtesting to get right. And it was probably the most creativity I've put into a deck to get it working right. And it worked fantastic, but without Dinglong, it's not gonna work. Dinglong's the heart and soul of that deck. I played Draco Net just to get into Dinglong. That shows how good it is. But other than that, outside of that, I'm going to be picking up Herald again. So I'm going to 2. Yeah, Dinglong is the only thing that really made it playable. I mean, don't get me wrong, Link Slayer is an absolutely fantastic card in Yang Zings. Like, I cannot stress enough how good Link Slayer is, because what's Yang Zing's biggest problem is they clearing back row and that they need their normal summon. Well, like, Link Slayer fixes both of those problems in one card. And it's also an Earth, so if you happen to have Dion in hand, you can use it to make Mrs. Radiant, and it gets dead Chewins under your hands, they can be brought back. It's a fantastic card in the deck, and I was playing 3, and I couldn't see myself playing less, to be completely honest. But yeah, Dinglong was the only thing keeping the deck remotely playable. But Herald is a deck I'm definitely going to go back to. I really do like Herald. I know it's not like a popular thing, but like I do like the deck is very combo oriented, and I have a Link version that uses and abuses Firewall Dragon, and it's really good. If you played Herald for any length of time, you know how good M7 was in the deck because it allows you to fetch extra fairies for Herald negates from the grave, which is really good. But Firewall does that better because it allows you to fetch things from more negates back from the grave, but it also allows you to continue special summoning like scepters and sticks and chairs from hand, and this is dumb. Like, I have a build I'm really happy with on the channel, and it's been pretty consistent for me. The only thing a lot of people are telling me is that there's no way to mix both Cyber Angels and Herald and Links into one deck, and I'm going to try to prove them wrong. Or is that yes? Everyone knows how bad I am at driving. My piloting wasn't much better. I cannot drive, I think you guys know that. But you guys are going to learn that a lot watching me play games. I cannot drive. I'm not even sure where I'm going at this point. Oh yeah, the last time we played I got shot in passive mode. That was funny. Okay, what was I doing? Okay, I'm trying to remember what the hell I was doing. Okay. Oh yeah, I was gonna go to the... or versus street lamp. The street lamp probably won. I'm trying to actually pull up my motorcycle businesses, but I'm trying to remember. I actually did have them on the map, I just gotta pull them up. What's this button? Like, what does this button do? Oh, there it is, weed farm. Yay. I know where to go at least. Or versus street lamp. Happens a lot. But anyways, Pedal the Magicians have been really weird, because I was actually playing mirror matches, and like, there's the other magicians are kind of been my deck, so like I have a build, and I do think that one thing I think it's gonna be interesting is, yeah, wait, so we're actually having you haven't been following the Discord. I don't know if you've been following the page. We're going to have another APS tournament pretty damn soon. We're literally at this point we're just waiting for DevPro to get links. That's it. Like, that's our last thing we've got to wait for. And once that gets done, we can start talking about more. We've actually been doing a custom ban list this time around with polling, and I'm actually pretty happy with it so far. For the most part, I've gotten the changes I wanted outside of anti-fun fragrance. True ban. Yes, on our list, anti-skull fragrance is banned. I'm sorry, guys. I freaking card. Well, I don't say I hate anti-skull fragrance. I don't like have like it's not like. It's not the. It doesn't give the feeling it gave me when a dimensional barrier was flipped on me. It gives me like. I swear I've had that card flipped on me at 3 different regionals and losing to it each time, between like over a year and a half between last year's locals format and like playing Monarch Cosmo. Yeah, they just need to get links done. You can use Yugioh Pro 2. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass to set up, but once it gets set up, it's pretty damn good. It's not perfect, it has bugs, because it's a beta, but honestly, I would rather have them take their time to make sure it works, you know what I mean? But, I'm kind of glad that, I am very glad that that links will come, like, they'll get links eventually, but, like, I think Brad would literally put, like, we were on day 60 after links from DevPros. Well, one of the things that's the biggest thing is that, link summoning barely hurts the deck because you have Oak Dragon Magician. So, the thing pre-links is typically the best board you typically would only end on 2 extra deck monsters anyways. And one of those monsters would usually be the Exceed, Star Time Magician, and Omega, or an Evil Swarm Nightmare. Like, Nightmare's not a bad card, but I cut it from my recent extra deck. But the thing is you can basically do the same thing like you were doing with making Omega. You can use Omega to clear. What you do is you make Omega first, and then you make Star Time. The biggest issue is that Harmonizing Magician has a restriction that only allows Magician monsters to make with it, and then Star Time can only be made with Magician monsters. So you have to have a combination of like. In order to do that, turn 1, you want to end with like the Trap, maybe Big Bird, and a Star Time that with Omega knocking a card out of their hand. Typically, that's like how I want to end my board. But they have a very like the playstyle is pretty good, and it's a lot of times you're gonna be the Neo Magicians can all remove themselves from Pelham's Zone, and I can actually send you a list after the stream's over because. I've actually got a list without wavering. I'm pretty happy with it. Tested pretty well at locals last Tuesday. Not to say I wouldn't play wavering. One of the best Astrograph Sorcerer is an amazing card. One of the most broken combos you can do is how's it work? Okay, so Astrograph Sorcerer special summons itself when you pop a card, right? So what you do is you have 2 Magicians plus you have 2 Pendulum Monsters plus Wavering Eyes. You place them in the scale, activate Wavering Eyes, search Astrograph Sorcerer, and then Astrograph, because the card was destroyed, Astrograph Sorcerer will special summon itself, and then search another card. So you get the search off of Wavering Eyes, the search off of any effects that the Magicians will proc their effects, the new ones will, and then you'll get the search of Astrograph Sorcerer. It's a pretty, like, it's a pretty plussy little combo. Like, it's, at most you'll be going a +1, but you're popping off double Iris Magician turn 1 and ending with the trap card is pretty important, because the trap card's really good. But they do work pretty well under links because Oak Dragon exists. Oak Dragon literally is what keeps the deck alive. They also have some, like, Blueless Alliance, if you haven't heard what that card does, you should definitely play 3 of them things. The other thing I did is I'm actually playing Ash Blossoms in the main, and I'm liking the ratio with like the 1 Maxi and a couple Ash Blossoms. It's proven to be good. Ash is a really good card. I got a really good deal at locals and picked up 2 from my shop owner for 40 about a month ago, and it can't have to say it. It was a good purchase. Although I would say the card I got the most out of was probably the Omega, because I think I remember getting Omega for how much was it, like 30 something at the time. I'm still using the Omega. Yeah, one thing I found in the initial build I played at locals was that I needed some kind of interruption on my opponent's turn, and I didn't want to play trap cards because you kind of want to minute. You're already playing Pendulum Graphs, and you don't really want to have trap cards in your hand. Are you interrupting another stream, kitty? But I kind of like the 2 Ash. It's kind of been like 1 Maxi, 2 Ash. It's kind of been a good ratio for me at least. As far as the Link monsters, it really depends on like what you're wanting to do. A lot of people play like Goku. Like Goku's pretty good in attack, but it also can be a dead top deck. But you can also play Allure of Darkness if you really, really want to. I've tested Alert. It's pretty good. It's not terrible, but it's not like, oh my god. If anything, I think Positive Desires is the optimal draw card in the deck. That's just me. Yeah, I have the max. I have Ghost Ogres. Oh, I forgot to tell the. So I had my I've had Ultimate Rare Forbidden Chalices for quite some time. These are like mint ones. These are pretty like first ed chalices, and I remember a guy at my regional offered me like what was it, $70 for 2, and because I remember trading for them a while ago, and I've had them, and the guy traded me 2 Secret Ghost Ogres and 2 Secret Cosmic Cyclones. I was just like, I couldn't turn it down. It was too good of an offer. Because he was negging a little to get a hold of them. And I was just like, I can't turn that down. I've wanted Secret Ogres for a while. It's taking a little while to load my farm. What you doing, man? Man, if you guys could see this cat, she crazy. Hey, precious. But that's kind of how I play up my list. I have the 2 Ashes and the 1 Maxi. It's proven to be pretty decent. You need Ash. Like, the thing I find weird about Ash is people don't activate it at odd times all the time. It's like I have Ash and they'll be like, I'll summon Joker. I'll be like, yeah. I will say about Effect Veiler is I did cite it in DDDs after the list in April, and I will say it was pretty good. In that brief amount of time after Rat was semied, it was actually pretty good because it was good against dinosaurs actually, because if you Effect Veiler a Oviraptor, it typically ends their entire turn. And in DDDs you have Where Arf though, so you can search it. But I was citing, I didn't have, Ash wasn't out yet, so I was citing Veilers at the time because Veiler was really good against dinos. Veiler kind of can accomplish a lot of the same goals Ash does. It's just Ash negates more cards. Like being able to stop machine duplication of Brilliant Fusion turn 1 is pretty important if you're going second. I don't see why I can't just buy supplies. I have the money. Why not? Oh yeah, the 3 Charge of Light Brigades. I'm kind of glad they finally like. Light Swords are basically like completely off the list. It's really good to see. Like, I'm happy they bumped up Mathematician as well. It's like I actually picked up a couple secret rares at locals. Well, I've had Mathematician is one of my favorite cards. Yes, it's not good, but it's good in my heart. I love Mathematician. It's like I like cards that are flexible combo starters, and that's what Mathematician is. I need a counterflash cash factory. There we are. But Honest Going to 3 is also pretty neat. It's had it too for quite some time. Probably could have. I just didn't think they were. What's weird is like about the list is they put Brie on Act 2 and then put just like with Wavering they didn't even fuck around. They just said, okay, we can't have 3 Brios. We can have 3 Waverings. There's no problem. I just found that kind of like, oh, we don't. Brio could be a problem if we put it to 3, but you know, on Wavering, nah, we ain't gonna play around and put it to 2. They put it to 3. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of glad they're pulling a lot of the pendulum. I do admit what I like about it. I mean, yeah, because you can't pendulum summon as much from the extra deck. That much is true. That's what Drury was telling me, was that, like, Drury was explaining to me that, he's saying that the thing that made Wavering so broken, and trust me, I played in the format, was that you could pop all your things and then special trigger them and then special summon them back. But with Master Rule 4, you can't really do that. You can only pendulum summon one from the extra deck at a time unless you link monster out. But I do think it's something that I think as a pendulum player, if you are playing a pendulum deck, that you want to prepare for, because it does exist. And playing cards like Stardust Dragon are not a bad idea because it counters. Well, Magicians already have an inherent like weakness to board wipes. And Stardust does help with Wavering, and it does clear itself out of the monster zone. Although I don't find it coming up as much. That Billy Brake said that rescue whatever card is really going. You can do some really broken things with those. Is what Billy Brake was saying about the card. It's kind of hard to set up in the TCG where you don't have chicken game. But Rescue Ferret is a really, really good card, and at some point, people will, mark my words, in the next few months, people will be wanting Rescue Ferret to 1. Because I can already see some really broken combos with the thing. We just don't have good link monsters yet to use it. Just imagine going, okay, let's say you have a link monster with 2 open zones, and you summon Rescue Ferret. Like, okay, Rescue Ferret attacks, summon Zangan, summon Dandelion, and then 2, Zangan searches Maxine, and then Dandelion summons 2 tokens, so you can then take those Danda tokens and link 2 and make another Firewall Dragon. It's really good. Well, from what someone was telling me about, with Gateway, I feel like Konami just wants to push the new 6-Sam stuff. And that's part of the reason why I don't think they hit Masterpiece either, or Diagram, because those cards work really well with the new 6-Sam support, because there's the new 6-Sam tuner triggers when it pops off a Diagram. So I feel like that's what they were doing. They were hitting, they're literally just trying to push new product. That's all it is. It's the same reason. I feel like that's another reason they were avoiding hitting Diagrams. They know Diagram and Masterpiece. Hitting on a board with like Xian and a Masterpiece is pretty good. Like, especially for a deck that's old or something like Xian. It looks like they have plenty of supplies though, so I don't think I really need to buy it. Yeah, the thing about Gateway was even like, I talked to 6-Am players and they all told me the card was broken and it should never, 6-Am players said it shouldn't come back because, like, it literally, like, if you drew Gateway, you won the game. And from what I was told, like, part of the reason they banned Emerald was because there's a loop with, like, Emerald and Gateway that can lead to FTKs, so that's part of the reason Emerald was banned. Like, Konami typically takes preemptive measures with FTKs, especially in the more so in the TCG. I think, like, if you look at, like, Grand Soil is still legal at 3 in the OCG, but TCG it's banned, and same thing with Kaiser Coliseum. The OCG, Kaiser Coliseum to 3, but TCG didn't want to take the chance of that whole thing with the Destiny Hero interaction being a thing, so they just banned Kaiser. The same thing, like, TCG they're going to ban cards rather than let FTKs be a thing. They're just taking preemptive measures. Oh, people hated Revolver. Like, Revolver Chain had like the weirdest, like, it happened after, it was like after Nationals, because SEMO went around the, what happened? SEMO went around Nationals asking people what card people wanted to be banned. You kept like, several people mentioned Revolver Chain. And that whole video started like this massive trend of people like saying, you gotta only have controls relevant. And like acting like that, you know, deck mattered enough to warrant banning a really good generic card. And we can be real, guys. Like Revolver Chain would do nothing if it came to one. Like it is a broken card. Don't get me wrong, but like there's no reason for that card to be banned. It could be at one. All the same thing with Emerald. The thing with Emerald is the fact that you can loot. It can loot itself. And the same thing with Revolver Chain. If you put it to one, it won't hurt a fly. Like Konami just clearly sees you'd rather just have the card banned and just. Revolver Chain is also one of those cards that I feel like it's going to just get better as time goes on. It's always going to be good, and there's always going to be some stupid things to do stuff in the game. But I will miss both cards. I mean, the weird thing about the Emerald ban is like, you guys realize how long I've had a secret rare Degusto Emerald for. You guys long time subscribers will know. I've had a secret rare Degusto Emerald for God knows how long, and I can tell you, I can't remember the last time I've summoned it. I don't know if I've ever actually summoned it as long as I've owned it. And, like, because even in Magicians, in the days where we had, like, only one Joker and one, Wisdom Eye, the whole theory was, oh, my Wisdom's in the grave, Emerald can put it back, but the play never came up. And even in Herald, I didn't ever make Emerald. It was like, if you were making anything, you'd maybe making Lightning, or, one of Deltaros, or one of the other Ouroboros, you wouldn't be making, Emerald. It's like, I had one, but I don't think I ever actually summoned it in the time I've owned it, I'm gonna be honest. That's what I said, is like, I really don't see why it was banned. It seemed like they're literally banning a card very few people are actually playing. But it was part of the whole Zoo, Zoo was playing 3 Emeralds, so, and we all know the stupid draw combinations that deck had, so deck I definitely won't miss. But I will admit though, like, Broad Bull was always, like, people always talked about which Zoo Exceed was the problem, and Broad Bull was always the problem, and I figured like it was since the get-go. When I looked at all their Exceeds, I was like, Broad Bull is broken. It's literally their best card. It's the card who needs to be banned. And I think between Fusion Sub and, like, if you guys haven't seen it and talked about it in the... I only used Emerald to put back my cards. I've never really played a deck with Brilliant Fusion, so I didn't know. I've owned them at various different, I've owned Brilliant Fusions at times, but I think Herald would be the first deck I'm actually going to play it in if I hold it then, because all know Brilliant Fusion is kind of expensive, and Seraph Knights are kind of expensive right now. But it's a really good comp playmaker for the deck for sure. It's something I don't think I can play the deck without. But I need to do more tests. I feel like in order to do the Link Climbing build, I think I'm going to wait till we get the new stuff from Circuit Break. Akashic Magician makes a lot of the combos worth it. Akashic Magician is just an amazing card because, let's say you have a Firewall Dragon like co-linked underneath it, you can mill 4 cards and mill them controllably. That's really good. That's pretty damn good if you're milling 4 cards. You can call a card and possibly add it to your hand. Especially in a deck like Herald, where like your spells can be recycled from the grave. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay, the supplies delivered. Nice. But overall, I'm actually Yang Zing's the only deck I'm really going to miss from this format. I still have Herald. Dark Magicians are due for an update. I just need to get my knowledges. Apprentice is also ridiculously expensive for some reason. I'm lucky I have to, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, Apprentice is a really, really good card, but it doesn't break Dark Magicians by any stretch of the imagination. It just fills a void the deck was missing, which was charging consistency and ability to get over big monsters. Now you don't lose if you're staring down a Chaos Nex. The other thing I do like about Pendulum, Max Pendulum Edition really quick is the Exceeds is really good because it can search any dark spellcasters. So like, you kind of can get into your mind. If you get the mindset right, you can figure out exactly like how many things you can search with it. Like between like Haiku, you can search freaking like Zodiac pieces. He gets a lot of, and its grave effect, its other effect to protect is also good because you can dump any spellcaster to the grave. So in some of my pre-link builds, I was playing Tuning Magician because you could Foolish Tuning Magician with Time Stars effect. That was really good. Another thing I would do is I would send, you can also send the Zark materials with it. It's typically how you set up Zark, is using its protection effect to dump the missing pieces to get it out. I will say, Zark's a cool card, but it's something that, something I don't think the deck needs, because it doesn't need Zark to smash your opponent per game. It does it inherently. Heck, my list cut Lightning. That's how kind of how good some of the new cards are. You don't need Lightning anymore. That's just crazy if you think about it. Because like in Cosmo format, you had to play Lightning in your Magician extra deck because Cosmo your deck couldn't have Cosmo ships. But overall, the format should be pretty interesting, and I can't wait to see what crazy things people come up with. Because with some of the top tier decks neutered, I do think we're going to see a lot of crazy creative stuff running around, and that's really good. And that's honestly like the whole point of the list, is to like not kill your deck. It's just to encourage you to play something else or make you play your deck differently. That's like the whole point of the list. I don't think anyone had True King with the Saga getting banned though. Let's be real. Looking at the list, I think the only predictions I got, I think I hit the prep prediction. I think I hit prep. I hit Broadbull and Dryden, but those are easy ones. But like, there weren't a ton of things. Like, I don't think I got a lot right. Like, I think no one really had a majority of the changes with the list. Let's be real.
Go back to your shitty.
Go back where? Sorry, you're dead now.
Here I come. Let's see everyone get in.
Yeah, I would say about Zoo is I've never had a deck where I've had such an how do I put it? I've never felt a deck where I felt like such an uphill battle against, like not playing Zoo, but I had playing against Zoo. Like, between DVDs and like, in my regional playing DVDs, I 2-0'd the Zoo player. I played round 1. Mostly because he was unprepared for the matchup, and I opened broken both games. But, like, outside of that, I got lost every other match I had against Zoo. I got a game on a couple of the players, but I lost every other game I had against Zoo. I took a game here and there, but you're not going to... It made this... That was just, like, it was such an uphill battlefield for me, and that's one of the things I just hated about it. Was it does a lot of the same boring combos every turn. It's just not fun to play. Yeah, but I can't exactly play Battle and Boxers under the new rules, now can I? Oh shit, I'm just trying to get freaking through. I mean, I could try, but I feel like it's... The biggest thing with Battle and Boxers is you're not going to be able... The deck just switches your stupid restriction, just restricts any... Like, they need an archetype specific like monster to function nowadays. I just think there's just... I'm not saying it can't happen, I'm just saying there's no... I don't know if there's a way to do it. I could try rebuilding the Ignite build through Rescue Rabbits, might work, but I'm not sure yet. I just don't know if there's a way to rebuild the deck. To make it, same with, like, I like Dark Worlds, but the new trap is so bad. It's so bad. Like, I understand what they were trying with it. I understand that they were like, oh, we want to, let's give Dark Worlds a way to trigger their broken effects, but like, oh, let's give it a stupid activation requirement that doesn't work with the deck's face style. But anyways, like, that's one of the things I will say is that, like, a lot of people talked about decks quote unquote dying under Link Summoning, but the fact is, Link Summoning, if your deck is so unplayable because of the summoning mechanic, it's probably just exposing the weaknesses the deck had already. Like, I mean, I still have my Blackwing horse sitting around somewhere, and like, the weird thing with Blackwings is that Blackwings are just one of those decks that are just not going to be playable because Konami will never give us a way to search Black Whirlwind. That's what made the deck so goddamn good. It's Whirlwind. Well, Charmer's got a decent trap card and got Fairy Tales. That in and of itself makes them playable. We literally got a card that says search every Charmer monster. It also happens to work really well with Kaijus. It's actually a cool little deck if you haven't seen what it does. Like, it's not a fun, I wouldn't call it a quote-unquote fun deck to play against. Nothing's fun, like, really fun about Kaiju Loops, let's be real, but it's actually pretty fun, but cool little deck to see. Usually it plays like a little bit of the Spellbook engine. And it's pretty cool, neat little deck. And then there's a card I was actually checking in Magicians at one point. It's not a bad card. Oh, there you go. Where the fuck are you? Good lord. It's like, I was going to top down trying to find him, and I just like, he's like, oh hi, and pop. Get out of here. Oh yeah, you're probably right, game. Let's bank our cash. But overall, the format was pretty boring. Like, the thing is now granted, the regional was back in March, but one thing I learned was that my DDDs consistent beat every non-Zoo player I played all day. I beat, granted, that the Ritual Beast player and the Invoke player both took games on me. That was just because of stupid. The Ritual Beast player just took a game because I let him set up on me, and the Invoke player took a game on me because I banished too many resources with Pot of Desires, and I didn't play the second Thomas. If I played the second Thomas, we wouldn't have gone to the time. But you don't know, I didn't deny that 2-0ing the Zoo player round one good. But that's what happens when you open. Yeah, Draco's just have just a. Ugh. I don't like Masterpiece either, but the only reason I don't dislike it is because I'm playing kind of Magicians, which inherently how it is. Like, Magicians, like, it's scary how eagerly the deck counts Masterpiece. Like, you literally just, you have Petalum Call to prevent it from popping your scales, you have Purple Poison, you pretty much mean, like, most of your monster lineup can punch over it. Assuming it's affected by spells, of course. It's literally Dark Destroyer and Towers, but better than both. It's literally it has a better pop effect, a kind of quickie pop like Dark Destroyer did, but it's just it's more ineffective than Towers was. Like, and it's not like Ultimate Falcon or Towers where they were kind of stationary. Like, well, because with Ultimate Falcon it would kind of burn you a little bit the longer you wait to get rid of it, but like, it was something you could play around. But like, with Masterpiece, like, it pretty much meant that, like, you know, you're gonna have to have some kind of way to get around it. The Draco just had a really, like, you're activating. I just don't like the design. It's so, like, boringly designed and brain dead in terms of design. Yeah, and that was the thing, was that, like, it kind of showed the OTG where, like, they limited Masterpiece and limited Diagram, and the deck was still meta. That's pretty telling, I'm just saying. Like, the deck kind of phased in and out depending on where they were at, but, I'm going to be interested to see if Spirals continue in the top cuts in the OCG, because their new ban list, like, nuked everything that wasn't Spirals, so, like, the deck is going to pretty... Well, the only thing the deck really loses is Terraformings. It loses Terraform, but the thing is, set rotation is just really, really good card. And just Ludo's a stupid good card. But at least for my testing, some of the thing about spirals with double helix is they pull off link summoning better than the link X. That's how good double helix is. I mean, I see why they hit the cards that they did, because by banning Dynamite Knight, you're limiting Ignis Heat. What you're doing is you're curbing the deck's and by limiting return, you're curbing the deck's ability to play on the opponent's turn. It makes sense if you look at how they hit Monarchs, because they hit Monarchs. They didn't hit Domain. They hit Stormforth and Aether, because those are the cards that allowed you to play on the opponent's turn. Canali really doesn't like that. You can see that with kind of like how they ban Cure In, how they like cards that make it really hard for your opponent to play, that basically set up so your opponent can't play on their turn. They really don't like that, so they typically end up hitting those things most. The hits they did do make sense. At least if you compare what they did with Monarchs, it does make sense. Dinosaur hits were not. I wasn't a huge fan of. We all know what I said about Dang Long. It's like, he did nothing wrong. He really didn't. Like, the thing is, like, people weren't playing Dang Long in Dinos until, like, literally, like, the last month or two. Like, they were playing Dang Long, but they weren't playing the Gang Sing engine like they were. Like, it was literally just a way to climb into freaking BFD, which is just, ugh. I don't like PFD. It just looks like yeah, I probably gotta get off. I'm probably gonna get off for too. If I play a few more minutes, so much with me running around. Probably call it quits for the night. Yeah, peace out, man. Probably gonna call it quits pretty soon myself, as I clearly just suck at driving. But overall, I'm actually really excited to see where the format goes. I think we're going to see, like, now that Zoo is gone, like, we're going to see the craziness in the top lists. And I'm curious to see what the top Magician lists actually look like with, Wavering back.
Oh, I'm about to change shifts, but I can help you. Sold! Okay, I'm trying.
Give me your cash, bruh.
I can't go any faster. There goes a family vacation.
Implying I care. I don't have my driver's license yet, so I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I mean, from what I haven't driven in so long, but from what I remember is that I had issues sometimes I had issues staying in my lane and just driving too slow, which is honestly sometimes can be more dangerous than the person driving too fast. Like, you don't want to be behind a person on a freeway that's supposed to, people are going 60 and someone piddling at 40. You know what I mean? Oh shit. Turn around. Yeah, go. Ah, shit. But yeah, I actually do have my permit was recently renewed, so it's not like I just gotta go pass my driving test and I'm all set. Which I am looking forward to. I do have a car ready to go, so it'll be fun to actually be able to go to events and not have to rely on someone else to get you there. Almost there. Unless they actually made it. But I'm kind of liking this little casual like game stream once a week thing. So I'm hoping to maybe make it a thing on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And again, the Yu-Gi-Oh streams will be on the weekends. I kind of like this little casual, kind of like light game stream in the middle of the week. And now that I have it hooked up with my YouTube, like I can stream directly to you guys instead of having to rely on the Twitch page. If I don't mind, I will be streaming on Twitch, but I might do it on YouTube more often if I like it. At least if it's something you guys enjoy, I'll have them constantly posting.
Poodles are agents of Satan.
We have cameras, just so you know.
Okay. We have cameras.
I will not stand for this! You, get out! Whoa, oh shit! Take it easy, I'm doing it!
What games am I into? Currently, the main game I'm playing is ESO or Elder Scrolls Online. I actually,
I can't go any faster! Please!
What classes do I run? I run most main two characters I main are DPSs, which is a Magicka Sorcerer and a Stamina Warden.
Now please just go!
Stamina Warden's really just cool. Warden's a new class from the Morrowind update, and it's a really cool class because it has a lot of healing. It has a lot of like, it's kind of a jack of all trades kind of class. That's what I like about it, is you can do a lot of different things with it. They can make it tanks, they make it healers, and I've been playing that a lot and trying to get good gear. I even have an ESO Plus membership, to get an idea, which is about 50 a month. Which seems like a lot, but when you realize you get a craft bag, and if you've played any kind of like MMO, one of the things that sucks sometimes about games is having to track back to town all the time to refill you. Well, with the craft bag, you don't do that. When you harvest something, it goes straight to the bag. Saves a lot of time. And that's almost worth the price of Plus membership, at least to me. That's how I feel about it, is that it's worth that much. I'm curious if he's going to drive by me. Yes, he will. But I also recently finished Saints Row 4 was something I finished. I do enjoy it. It's a good game, but it's also kind of a show of what Powered Creep can do. Because like Saints Row 3, there really wasn't a way to move up from what Saints Row 3 did. So they just took it into outer space. It's kind of crazy to think about it. Like it has this issue. It's a great example of how Powered Creep can affect games. It's like you have to keep doing things that are more over the top to get your audience interested. But it was a good, enjoyable ride. Definitely kind of scratched that. Saints Row is one of my favorite franchises, and it's definitely kind of scratched that itch for me. Other than that, though, I did dabble in Battlefield 1. It's not a bad game, I just can't really get myself to play it, because it's just not a new Battlefield. That's what I really want, is that it was a brand new Battlefield game. But Battlefront I'm actually really excited for, because I feel like it looks really good. The sequel looks really good. And I'm curious, though, if one interesting thing I think I'm going to watch to see is, are more developers going to go the free DLC route with some of these shooters? Meaning, like, instead of charging exorbitant amounts of money for DLCs, you mix in a couple microtransactions and you make all the DLCs free. And that's something that EA did with Titanfall 2. They did it with, and they're doing it with the new Battlefront. And I actually really like the strategy, because the problem with shooters is, the problem with games in general is that if you have a DLC, not everyone's going to buy it. Not everyone's going to buy a DLC, that's a fact. So, because of that, what do? Do you make DLC free, or do you, or do you find a bit pricing point? It's going to be interesting to see where it goes from here. Because what EA has done is, pretty interesting. But it's gonna be interesting to kind of see where they go with that. But other than that, there's not a whole ton of games I'm really interested in this year. I'm gonna probably get Battlefront 2 on release, because I do think it's going to be a really good game. I might get the new Madden. I'm not only really interested in Destiny. I also, Witcher 3 has probably been the game that it is a really well put together game. It's probably like if I had a game on this generation, it would probably be Witcher 3, because the way the developers support that game is just astronomical, and they go, yeah, that's the thing, is like, I don't mind map packs, because as long as, like, I don't mind paying for DLCs. Like, I paid for ESO Plus, so I have a DLC access, and I paid for Morrowind. I don't mind, as long as what I'm paying for is substantial. It's not like with Fallout, where, like, they had their season pass, but the content wasn't very good. Like, I feel bad for the people who paid $50 for that season pass. You got, like, almost no content from Fallout 4. Oh, I have daily utility charges. Huh, that's cool. Gotta pay your bills, yo. The map packs not being a thing is pretty nice. I do think that's kind of going to be the future. But anyway, guys, about comes to the end of the stream. I hope you guys did enjoy. I will finalize a date in the next few weeks, but I'm leaning towards Wednesday or Thursdays for this mid kind of week game stream. And I hope you guys did enjoy. I will see you guys later.